This is a secret reef. All around the world, there are hidden reefs that most people would never know exist. Some disguised as a popular beach, others an island made of rock in the middle of the ocean at the bottom of a cave. I have located the most secret reefs known to man, and this week, I'm gonna get a closer look at the one I grew up diving.
I also wanted an excuse to catch fish because I love eating fish.
The catch? South Florida is one of the most dangerous diving spots known to man, housing apex predators like the great white shark. Oh, I'm a great white shark. Venomous lionfish. Hell, even a giant moray eel could probably kill you.
This is how I get my voiceover stuff. I'm all like under a blanket.
With that being said, you can't just let anyone explore these waters. They have to be well trained, extremely fit, devilishly handsome.
Hi, hello. I'm the guy that's gonna be showing you the ocean. We need to make sure we're being safe more than anything. You're entering a food chain when you go out into the water.
Item number one, which is very sharp, a dive knife.
This is what we use to protect us from any of the larger animals. It's also handy for euthanizing fish while you're out on the reef after you catch one with your spear.
Item number two, your weapon of choice. Mine is a spear.
My pride and joy. How a pole spear works. This rubber band you put in your thumb area, and then you pull your hand all the way up, and when you let go, the spear launches forward.
Item number three, it keeps you safe, a dive flag.
By far the most important thing that you take on any dive. This ensures that boats and jet skis see where you are in the water. Please do not go diving without a dive flag.
Item number four, making you like a fish, fins.
These are the fins I use. They're not really too fancy. Debatably one of the most important ones.
Item number five, make it so you can breathe underwater, mask and snorkel.
This is the one I use. I've had it for years. Usually if you get a good mask and snorkel, you won't need a new one for a while.
Item number six is a bit of an oxymoron, a metal stringer.
I know it kind of sounds counterproductive. It actually works very well. You know, I have no complaints about this thing.
And lastly, item number seven, so your hands stay baby soft, gloves.
These are the gloves I use. I make sure that they have a reinforced mesh on the inside of their hand. Transparently, I have not eaten breakfast and I refuse to eat anything unless I catch it myself today. I'm the kind of person where right when I wake up, I start thinking about breakfast. It's already noon. We need to catch a fish like right now.
My cameraman isn't able to follow me into the water, and because of that, I'm completely on my own. All I could hope for is that as I get into the water, there isn't something waiting to eat me alive. Immediately when I got in the water, I saw this school of pilchard. What they're doing in this clip is their only defense mechanism called schooling. They're pretty much moving so similarly and fast that it's extremely difficult to single one out. When I'm in the middle of the bait ball, half the school goes to the right, the other half goes to the left. Eventually, when you get to the end of it, you see the entire ball swim off into the distance. Something a little higher up on the food chain is a nurse shark. Lucky for me, their main diet consists of crustaceans, which is why you see them moving very close to the seafloor most of the time. They're using their electromagnetic senses to locate their next meal, hopefully being like a crab or a lobster or something. This is also why they're able to squeeze into places they look like they'd never fit. One of my favorite things to do is play with these guys because they kind of remind me of giant sea puppies. They'll turn and look at you and be like, hey, what are you doing over there? Sometimes I also like to be bold and just straight pick them up. When I got close to this guy, I saw that he had a massive hook stuck in his bottom lip. This was especially sad because he looked so cute from this angle, even though he's such a large shark. These moments always kind of tear me internally because I never know what to do. Like, the animal activist in me really wants to help this shark, but the other part of me knows that trying to get a hook out of the mouth of a shark underwater is probably not the best idea. I decided the best way to earn this guy's friendship is to get him a meal. Even though I was hungry, I was gonna put him first. So I caught this blue runner, which is in my left hand right now. This is a fish that you usually catch going really fast by you, and I was lucky enough to grab this guy, and instantly I thought of my shark friend over here. I go to the bottom, and even though he was being a little shy, he took it eventually. And in this clip, you could see he actually ate the whole thing, which was pretty good. As he swam off into the distance, all I could think about was how if he ran into a stingray, that stingray would be an absolute goner. The Atlantic stingray relies mainly on camouflage to make sure it's never seen. They're also able to disappear into the sand. Their only downfall is that I'm pretty sure they have a very low IQ because this guy thinks he's completely camouflaged and I'm just standing like right in front of him. Or swimming, I guess. Another member of the family is the guitar fish, and I'm sure you could see why they get their name. These guys spend their lives between 5 and 100 feet deep, searching the ocean for invertebrates like shrimp, worms, clams. They have the best environmental advantage when on top of a grassy area. You can see here when he stops for a second, he practically like completely disappears. It's a good thing too because unlike most members of the ray family, he has no barb on his tail, leaving him completely defenseless. Online it says they're critically endangered, so this is a super cool find. Something I don't see on the reef as often is a spotted eagle ray. These guys are a protected species with the category being near threatened. They spend most of their time gliding across the ocean looking for different batches of mollusks. You can see in this clip he's using his snout to probe the seafloor. He's looking for worms and anything else he could get in there. Something no one will ever understand is how fast these things swim. When I tell you I was sprint swimming just to keep up with him. Yeah, I just looked it up and apparently they swim like 30 miles an hour. Something to be careful of around these guys is that they have a venomous spine in the back of their tail. If you're not careful, this thing could totally euthanize you. Seeing one of these creatures always makes me gasp. Part of me because it's so large and I think it's a shark coming to eat me, but another part just because it's so beautiful. I grew up watching Pokemon and I feel like this is a modern day Articuno flying through the sky. You can see a spotted eagle ray between 5 and 200 feet of water in depth, and they get up to 16 feet including their tail. Something a little bit more common on this reef is the porcupine fish. These guys are nearly impossible to get on camera. If you find yourself really wanting to get one on camera, your best bet is to go and corner them in a cave. That way they're literally not able to escape you. And you can see this fish is showing me his whole body. He's trying to intimidate me so that it gets away from me. Wahaha, you have no choice but to be on camera. This is my favorite fish of all time on the reef. It's called a French angelfish. The reason why is because they go through such drastic changes from a kid to an adult. This is one when it's fully grown up. They completely change their pattern, and on top of that, they're also monogamous. So if these guys fall in love and their partner dies, they'll never find another mate. After swimming 30 miles an hour on an empty stomach, I am starving. Now you can't just run in and take a shot at any fish that flies by because you'll miss. You need to take your time stalking your prey behind schools of fish. The fish that are actively hunting the reef are better targets because they're preoccupied looking for food. This right here, it's perfect. There's a mangrove snapper. Notice as I approach, he doesn't get spooked. This is a good sign. I take a deep breath, dove down, and I did it. I caught my breakfast, and I won't starve. YouTube thinks you'll like this video more than any other video on the internet. You should click it, it's probably a pretty good time.